Welcome back to Courtview TV, where we break down real courtroom decisions that send a clear message. In today's case, Jose Gabriel Cortez appears in court facing a serious charge of second-degree aggravated assault involving a firearm. The incident dates back to February 2022, and if convicted outright, Cortez could have faced up to 20 years in prison. Instead, after lengthy negotiations, the defense and prosecution reached a plea agreement that placed his future squarely in the judge's hands.
Jose Cortez?
Yes, Judge.
What are we going to do? What's our plan?
Your Honor, we're going to plead guilty on 39246. The agreement is for deferred probation.
And then this other one?
Will be dismissed, Judge.
Okay, I'll put that aside then. And we call 2239246, the state of Texas versus Jose Gabriel Cortez. You are Mr. Cortez?
Yes, sir.
Present with Mr. Kelly, your attorney, and the state's attorney. Does the defendant waive a formal reading of the indictment and the arraignment here? Can we proceed in summary?
Do please, Judge.
In summary, sir, this indictment alleges, which was handed up on, wow, it's going on 2 years now, February 23rd of 22.
That's right.
And it alleges that on or about February 10th, 2022 in Jefferson County, Texas, you committed the second-degree felony of aggravated assault. Do you understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
If convicted of a second-degree felony such as this, you face no less than 2 nor more than 20 years confinement in prison, and a fine up to $10,000 can be assessed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
An agreement's been reached where you would be pleading guilty, placed on deferred or unadjudicated probation, which can be up to 10 years, I think. And there will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this. Is there any loss?
I'll have to.
And if there's restitution, I've got to announce it here.
I'll look while you
At
proceed.
sentencing. And then the other case will be 39247 would be dismissed as part of this agreement. Is that your understanding of the plan?
Yes, sir.
If I follow this agreement, you have no right of appeal of your case. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to this charge of second-degree felony of aggravated assault? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty voluntarily, that is on your own free will, and because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Show you what's marked as State's Exhibit 1. Did you sign that document voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it? Discuss it with your attorney, or the contents all true and correct?
Yes, sir.
State's Exhibit 1 is tendered
No
into
objection.
office without objection. Among other things, this states that you are mentally competent to enter your guilty plea, which is freely and voluntarily made. You know what you've been charged with. The indictment's been read to you. You've read it. You were guilty of the crime charged in any lesser included offenses, and you were giving up your rights to a jury trial and the right to the appearance, confrontation, cross-examination of witnesses. You were totally satisfied with the representation provided by your attorney. All of this is true. It states, so help you God. Is that true?
Yes.
State's Exhibit 1 is made a part of the record for all purposes. Does a pre-sentence report weigh?
Yes, sir.
No known restitution.
Okay. If nothing further, then I'm going to follow this agreement and find, sir, you are pleading guilty today in a voluntary way. You are mentally competent to do so. You understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading guilty. There's sufficient evidence from State's Exhibit 1 admitted in this hearing, along with your plea of guilty, to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to defer in finding of guilt and place you on deferred for unadjudicated probation for 10 years. There will be terms and conditions of probation, which are normal and customary for this type of offense. Make sure you follow them. If you fail to, your probation could be revoked. You could have been found guilty and sentenced up to 20 years in prison, which you don't want. And in this case, it states that a firearm was used, and that means you would have to go for you would not be paroled until you served 1/2 of your sentence. State won't tell me anything about this. I mean, somebody got shot, right?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
That normally you pay a price with me when you're shooting people, because you can kill people that way. And
The reality is both these victims are lucky to be alive. The case we dismissed, that victim did not suffer serious bodily injury. They suffered bodily injury. The deferred that we've worked out is has a lot to do with Mr. Kelly's advocacy and dealing with Mr. Laird. He's brought him a lot of information as to the background between this individual and the other individuals.
what is it about it?
There's a history there that it had the matter proceeded to trial that would have made Mr. Cortez appear more sympathetic to a jury. And I think that's a fair way to summarize it. Of course, Mr. Kelly is more intimately involved with the details, but that's my understanding.
Okay. Help me out here.
It is what we're asking.
Shooting into a crowd at folks
Judge, if you
is no way to handle a disagreement or issues.
no doubt.
And we send a message. What we do is that what we do is people are going to go out, and especially during the Christmas holidays, and get in differences, shoot somebody and say, I hope I fall on Judge Stevens because he's going to let me defer. And I'm not going to have to pay a price of going to jail as a condition of probation. We're using a deadly weapon to shoot people. That is a price that I think is something different from where somebody may be placed on 10 years deferred for stealing merchandise from the store.
Judge, it is all that serious, but we've weighed out the circumstances, including the defendant's age and the information that I told you has been shared with us by the defense. And I am asking that you move forward and accept this deal.
I'm accepting the deal. What I'm talking about is a condition of probation where he goes to jail for up to 6 months.
I feel that that's appropriate.
We don't, Judge. The things that you said this morning
You shoot
are,
into a crowd, Tom. You just addressed this. I set a standard up here,
I know,
and I don't want people going, I'm going to shoot somebody as long as I don't kill them. I'll take the blame and I'll get on 10 years deferred, and I'll use the John Stevens rule. No, this isn't Tombstone in the Old West. You don't resolve your differences and issues by shooting at people. And here is, I guess we're lucky that somebody wasn't shot and killed, but you're using a firearm to shoot at somebody, and that is a killing machine. But that is not the way to handle an issue unless you were defending your life. There's not a defense used here. So you don't commit aggravated assault and shoot at somebody with a gun. In this county has enough firearm violence. We don't need to be saying, what's the worst I can get? Deferred. That's second chance. I don't have to go to jail, and I can do that. That's not, I don't want people thinking who have similar circumstances such as this, that it's something where a price is not paid. How long was the defendant in jail?
few days, Judge, before
Yeah.
the law was posted. I'd like to address it, Judge.
Go ahead.
The things that you've said this morning, Judge, are things that Gabriel and I have talked about for 2 years. You mentioned that when we started the age of this case. That's how long we've been talking about the facts of these cases. His family's here. We've had this conversation. I'm not saying the court doesn't also have its rightful place to say those things, but we've had that conversation.
Who's here promoting shooting others? Thank you. Nobody's got their hands
I'm
raised.
not either, Judge. I'm not.
And as long as we are going to call ourselves civilized, it's going to pay a price. You're going to jail as a condition of probation. Question is how long? You work somewhere?
Your Honor, I would ask the court that it is now abundantly clear that option is at the court's discretion.
No,
That
yes,
Mr.
and it's
Cortez-
done routinely in the circumstances where crimes of violence occur where they're placed on deferred probation. Yeah, we're gonna stand for working our issues out in a peaceful, civilized way, not shooting up the town. That's not the way we're gonna do it. This is civilized. And we're gonna send a message when this happens. So you're gonna go to jail as a condition of probation when a probation, I signed those already. Yeah, let me see I'm gonna add. We will order. I can place you in jail up to 180 days. I am going, as a condition of probation, order you based upon these circumstances to serve 180 days in the county jail. And when can you begin that? You don't have to do it immediately.
How long would the court give us, Judge?
After first year. Beginning. Right, what's the first Friday after January 1? January 5? Can you write that down in there, please? Thank you. All right. And that will be an added condition. That's a message to you and anyone who use the gunplay to resolve issues. That's what I can do. And we're going to put people in jail who use violence. It's far too often used instead of civilized behavior. Okay, go see that lady. Thank you. Mr. Kelly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 21-389-66 is now called. The state of Texas versus Brittany, and your middle name is pronounced
Cherie.
Sylvester, and that is you.
Okay.
And Ms. Mantellini is here representing you, and that's the probation office, and your probation officer
Yes.
is right here.
Yes.
And you have been charged now as of September of 2023 with a motion to revoke probation, which states in summary that on December 19th, about a year ago now, almost a year ago to the day, you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault on a public servant. And it states you failed to report to the probation office in June, August, and September of this year, failed to work faithfully, failed employment, failed to provide verification performing community service, failed to provide verification of entering and completing anger management, and you are in arrears payments. See, these are all things that I think are fixable.
They are.
But you know, at least you didn't run out and go out and commit a crime, which would really undo things, you know.
No,
You just put you in a bad spot. But what do you want to do today?
Under the agreement, Cortez pleaded guilty and was placed on deferred adjudication probation for 10 years, with another related case dismissed. However, Judge Stevens made it clear that using a firearm to resolve disputes would not be treated lightly. While acknowledging defense counsel's arguments and the background circumstances that could have made Cortez more sympathetic to a jury, the judge emphasized that shooting at people, even without killing anyone, is unacceptable. To ensure accountability and send a strong message, the court added a strict condition to probation. Cortez must serve 180 days in the county jail.
Well, today you're,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
How long have you been in jail?
I've been in jail now since November the 8th.
How's that working out?
2023.
Yeah, so you missed Thanksgiving, you're about
Yeah.
to miss Christmas. These are,
It is not working out.
these are all non-substantive new crimes, which are issues that are just behavioral issues that can be fixed, I think, by just discipline. But that's just me talking. These are.
I also agree. I reported sex trafficking is what happened in 2021, when I was given that assault on a public servant, charge. That is what originally happened. Someone tried to kidnap me as well as my child that was with me at the time.
Yeah,
And then after I signed on to the probation and accepted that, I was put on the 10-year deferred education. However, I thought that those charges were dropped because they were related to a sex trafficking and a kidnapping that had tried to happen to me. However, I am willing to
see, that's all
follow the
apples and
follow my
oranges,
duty
you
as
know.
far as-
You got apples and oranges, you got that other matter, that sex trafficking, when all that was dismissed, there was still the assault on a public servant that you pleaded. You don't undo judgments, and there was a judgment issued. We can't undo it.
Okay.
It's done. So you got to live with it and make the best of it.
Mhm.
But those are, you know, one violation is enough to revoke your
Wow.
probation. And then you're looking at 10 years in prison, which you don't need.
No, I don't. And then also I would like to add some of those things that are on that list I was able to do, such as find employment. I was working at Wendy's.
Well, if I gave you
about 3
another
months.
chance on this, would you make the most of it and the best of it?
Of course, I'm a
Well,
very
but you made-
responsible person.
I know, but you made it. Yeah, let me read to you.
And I'm a pastor. I've never been in any kind of trouble.
Hold on.
And
Here, let
the
me read
trouble
to
came
you.
to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm-
Well,
I mean, I'm
let's
a
fix it.
special needs
Let's
parent,
fix it.
And my
and-
child needs me.
You made a promise here
Okay.
that you signed here, Brittany.
Mhm.
I agree to follow all conditions imposed upon me, and I know that this community supervision can be revoked for any violation. So that was a promise you made when we put you on probation. So it
Correct.
only takes one to get you in all kind of a mess. And here they've alleged 5 things. So that's what I'd like to do. You have a child at home?
Yes.
If,
He is
did y'all
special
want to
needs.
maybe move forward on something? Because I'd like to maybe move forward and then find that she might have made some mistakes here, but she's going to promise to fix it and we can continue her probation as long as she does.
Judge,
Yeah.
I want to direct your attention to what should be in the court's file, a report from Dr. Kaplan from May 19th of 2022. Before you
No,
go down that path,
okay, well, what's
the problem is she's not been on the mental health caseload. And from what I'm seeing here, just what this doctor gives us the opinion.
well, that's what you're
about her.
asking is to add a condition of probation. She's on there. Mental health
The state's position is that she needs pen time, but if she's going to continue on probation, the very least that needs to occur is that she's on the mental health caseload.
I didn't see that, but I'm not sure the probation office. I mean, these are files that are sealed. Maybe they didn't get this,
Whatever oversight.
but we'll
there, she did-
provide that information.
Yes, sir.
So, is that what you want to do?
Yes. I would
Okay,
like
what do you wanna do,
continue
Kevin?
And.
You wanna move forward?
Keep with probation and stay on that. And also what I would like to add is before I was let out of jail prior to, when I signed my probation deal, which was in December, not December, it was December of 2022. It was 1 year after I had been withheld in jail in a kidnapping. And basically what happened is
Oh,
that.
I don't need to know
went
that. I
ahead and
had a
signed the
pre-sentence
probation.
report. I had a
Okay.
pre-sentence report, but
Okay, but what I was trying to let you know is they had started billing me inside of jail for 2 months after I had signed the probation deal. They were billing me.
Who's
So
they?
it looked like
who's
what I'm guessing is the probation
Oh.
office were billing me.
well,
but
it
I
goes
was still
from the
present.
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was still present inside of jail. So that's 2 months that it showed as if I were behind. However,
That- but
I was
no-
not.
Yeah, that doesn't,
Cause that's something that they also.
Paying court assessed fees
about.
in the arrearages, if you're unable to pay,
Mhm.
that is a defense.
Okay,
So
So if we were able to move.
we don't have a
forward today-
pauper's prison like is on, those television, those Christmas shows where people are put in pauper's prison in the old days. We don't have, if you're too poor to pay something, you don't go to prison. That's
Okay.
not the American belief.
okay, so.
As
so
long
there's
as you
a
can
way-
prove you do the best you can and you're trying. And the court is convinced of that, then that's all we want. Just try your best.
Okay,
But money you're not going to prison because of money solely.
So if we were able to go forward today with the inclination to keep
only
on
takes one.
probation and mental health, we could plead to. On number 2, she says, although she did work March to July at Wendy's, she didn't necessarily provide
Failed to
verification
report.
that they knew where she was working, but she didn't necessarily follow. a report.
Supposed to
Is that
fail to
correct?
report.
well,
On one.
my prior, probation officer did come visit me and saw me working there. His name is Mr. Moody. So he was aware that I am working.
Where were you, when did you come into jail?
I came into the jail December 19th of 2021. Prior
No, I
to
mean now.
this year,
This
um,
present.
11/8 of
Okay.
2023.
So in June and August and September of this year, you were on probation out.
Correct.
All right, that's what you
I
failed to
was
report.
calling and I was checking up and I was speaking
You have
with
to
her.
report in person.
Okay, and also what I had did was I had called to reschedule because I do catering such as cakes and vegan products is what I make. So I had called to reschedule that so that I could
Did
make.
somebody
an
tell
income.
you, did somebody say you could reschedule?
Well, I was speaking with my,
Somebody say you could reschedule?
no, but that
That's
was a
what's important.
request that I was making due
I
to
know those
work-related
requests are-
purposes.
Requests are just requests, but at the end of the day, the probation office makes the decision.
Okay,
But just,
That's-
but
that's
we
to let you
work
know.
with you. Okay? All right. So can we move forward? Is that,
If you are willing to plead true to if you feel like it is true that you honor about June 18 of 23, August 14 of 23, and September 6 of 23, that you failed to report, then the judge says we can move forward today.
we can move forward with probation.
That's the inclination that we're.
well, it's not a
Yeah.
deal that you made with me, but I've already said what my feelings were.
Okay, so probation is what we're gonna.
It's always,
be doing.
anybody who
Okay.
doesn't, if you don't have a plea agreement, it's always a leap of faith.
Okay, well, that is what I'm wanting.
All
to
right.
do.
Then-
Thank
Plead
you.
true to those
God
3 days.
God bless. Yeah,
All right.
Thank you.
So
God
there's a
bless you.
motion to revoke unadjudicated probation here in 21-38966. Does the defendant who's here with Ms. Mantalini waive a formal reading of this? Can we proceed in summary?
Yes, sir.
In summary, this states that on December 19th, almost a year ago, that you were placed on 10 years deferred or unadjudicated probation for assault on a public servant, 3rd-degree felony. Is that true? Is that true? Yes.
You're placed on.
that.
And and raise your right hand. Do you swear that any statements you make during this hearing will be the truth? So help you God.
Yes,
All right. Is that true? So far, what we've said.
That
you
you
were-
were placed on probation.
yes, that I
For that
was
offense.
placed on probation.
For
that
assault on a public servant.
Correct. However, as far as the name assault on a public servant, what I was told is that does not actually mean police officer, but that is the assumed name. However, it was security guard.
I just,
think
it
that they.
it is a
need to-
public servant, and there are a lot of public servants who don't happen to be police officers,
Okay, well, yes.
like me.
I'm just making sure that I'm
Like me.
understanding what it is that.
Number,
that you're saying.
it says public servant.
Yes,
Number 1 states you failed to report to the Jefferson County Probation Office on or about June 18th, August 14th, and September 6th of this year, 2023. Is that true as it is alleged?
yes,
Are you pleading true to that voluntarily, knowingly, intelligently, and because it is true?
I am, admitting that that is something that I did not do. However, I will do that in the future and
Do you understand?
make
Do
sure.
you understand by a knowing and voluntary plea of truth, that is enough to a violation of probation, that is enough to grant this motion to revoke probation by a preponderance of the evidence or greater. Your probation could be revoked, and then you could be subject to sentencing on this case of no less than 2, no more than 10 years confinement. Knowing that, do you insist on pleading true today?
Yes.
I find you're pleading true voluntarily. You understand knowingly, you understand and appreciate the consequences of pleading true. Anybody else want to say anything before we move forward?
No, Your Honor.
I've already expressed like where I'm, want to be, but if we're going to, I want to generally continue her on probation, but knowing that you're running out of chances, you have to follow 100%. The probation office is going to suggest, I think, some changes here to ensure that you're successful.
Okay.
85% of
Okay.
probation, 5 out of 6 are successful. You want to beat 5 out of 6.
Yes. This is
Probation. Yes.
I would like to recommend that she be placed on the mental health caseload and get a mental health evaluation because the officer prior to.
Right, that will be done. Whatever it takes to help her complete this successfully. That's what we want to do.
And also, I also already have done the mental health portion. So that is something that I did do, that I was asked to do.
Good. Well, help yourself and then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I think this
And
is
if
something,
they-
as long as you're sensitive about continuing the treatment and help to keep you stable,
Mhm.
then you ought to be fine.
Oh, yeah,
So do that.
I'm a stable
All right.
person. I'm a genius and no one knows it, but they will soon.
But just so you're clear, what the judge is saying is that probation, whatever requirements they have to continue any additional testing, even though you may have done something in the past, you're gonna be required to follow their requests and instructions, okay?
Okay,
And these are all normal and customary for these circumstances.
okay.
But remember, this is open. If you fail, we're going to bring you back. And then we'll pick up where we left off with it. So,
Okay, I don't
But-
plan to fail.
but here's the deal is you're just, you're doing just what I'm required to do. All of us. I mean, we don't report to a probation office, but we have to follow the rules and not get in trouble and live peaceably and get a job and, take care of our family. All of those are things we all are required to do.
Right.
So,
I was prior blacklisted and that was part of the reason.
yeah, these aren't unusual and it's not punishment. It's to make you a better person, help make you a better person. Anything else? All right, I want to review this in 6 months and Brittany, we're going to bring you back in 6 months to see how you're doing. Okay. Okay. So good.
I won't be arrested. It'll just be me coming.
No, they're
coming
going to
to
tell you,
work,
you're going to
working
come
for
to
the
probation office. You got to keep up with them.
Okay,
And they'll say, oh, you got to be in court here to review how we're doing the status.
okay.
Thank you. Horace Walker is
Yes, ma'am.
next.
If we don't. It'll be just up to the day that you'll arrest you. So as long as you do what you're supposed to, you'll just come on, violate things, you'll arrest.
Okay, I won't be violating anything. I didn't intentionally.
Yes.
She'll be here if you need to talk to her. We got to move
Mhm.
on. We got a lot to do still and we got running out of time.
Review in 6 months, I believe you said.
On Horace Walker.
Horace Walker, he is requesting a trial.
Mhm. Can I get a copy?
He has rejected the plea agreement.
In the end, the judge struck a balance between mercy and responsibility. Cortez avoided a long prison sentence, but was still required to pay a real price for his actions. The court made it clear that deferred probation is not a free pass, and that violence will always carry consequences. This case serves as a reminder that second chances come with strict expectations, and failing to follow them could result in decades behind bars.